Hey guys, it's the Gundam Boy, and today we're gonna dance like a butterfly and sting like a shit ton of bees as we are looking at the... And thank you to Razor Crest for the super. You are a saint. If you want me to cover something in my wacky style, then leave it in the comments down below. I also have a playlist with some videos that I've covered stuff in the past, so be sure to check that out if there's something that you're looking for. And don't worry, AMP Heart. Whoa, that's too many minutes. Whoa! So we got the W.A.S.P. It was a free thing gifted to us by the Lord and Savior Arrowhead. This weapon is unique in its fighting style as it can do damage to heavy units, but it has a target lock for medium targets as well, making this gun sit on the unusual side of weaponry, because most locked-on weapons that you can think of is spear, but this thing is more of a medium pen slayer in my opinion, but it still has the capacity to take down heavies, if you like wasting 5 hours trying to kill them. It also has two different firing modes, the one I like to call bees, and the other I like to call the mota. You should also keep in mind that this motherfucker got 20/20 vision. It can see real damn far, which is good for me because I'm not getting any younger. This gun will not lock onto anything smaller than a warrior, but it will lock onto warriors, brood commanders, and any of the spears. But if they are packed together like a big ol' horde, you can chuck a motor shot at them to group splatter them. Versus chargers, it does alright. I mean, this gun suffers from spear lock-on syndrome, meaning you gotta aim and position yourself to hit certain spots. But in a couple of bursts, it is capable of killing a behemoth. And against a normal charger, you can get similar results, but if you can't reload it in time before it runs you over, it still softens this enemy, assuming it breaks apart on him. It softens them into a gummy. Oh. Against the enemy like the Impaler, it's gonna shred some of its body parts off, but hitting it in the head would be ideal for killing it, so wait for that fucker to pop open its big-ass noggin and lay aloud. It does alright for killing the Impalers, though. It's not the greatest, especially when he's facing his giant dump truck at you. You can try soften up, though. When it comes to dealing with something like the Bile Titan, this thing is just in...
Oh, but the gun don't kill it, must mean it's bad.
Shut the fuck up! It's just not the greatest for killing the Bile Titan. You can do the damage, assuming it hits him in the head. But these tiny bottle rockets are gonna need a lot of follow-up shots because it's really slow to kill something as big as a Bile Titan. Not impossible, but a slow process. When it comes to killing the bugs, it's a great thing up to the chargers, but anything beyond that and the W.A.S.P. is losing its effectiveness, specifically against the Impaler and the Bile Titan. This is a trend that will follow onto the bot front. On the booty bot front, the troopers don't gain a lock, but everything else beyond that will be a lock on. Chainsaw men are no longer a threat to you with this gun, well, at range. Against the devs, these rockets will do numbers when you use them in missile mode over the blast. Also, one-shotting them. Gotta hit them. For the light strider, it's pretty easy to kill them with one shot, but on the armored one, I notice it may take 2 to 3 shots to kill them. And it might one-shot them if you hit them and there are rockets on the side, so I mean, it's pretty much a toss-up at this point. If you're lucky, you can kill the Hulk in the faceplate, but you can get rid of him really quickly with the back shots as well. This weapon will typically shred some damage into the Hulks, even if you don't hit him in a critical point. When we deal with enemies like tanks, the Annihilator tank may need a few shots to the head to kill it in comparison to its other variants. Otherwise, if you're at the back positioning where his head is glowing, you can do a shit ton of damage killing it pretty quickly. When we deal with enemies like gunships, this thing is an anti-air monster. Just 2 shots is all you need to kill it, and it makes you a miniature SAM site. Factory Striders, you can lock onto the top turret and do some damage against the body, but it is an ineffective weapon, so you might want to use something else to kill it. The rocket is not really the best for doing damage against these big units, but against something like a building, in a couple of bursts, you can destroy it, but I think it's a waste. And on the current roster of the Squid, this is a Overseer and Elevated Slayer. It doesn't really lock on anything like a Voteless, and it doesn't do anything against the typical Squid. But when it comes against the Elevated and the Overseers, I bring this weapon just to swat them out of the air personally. one-shotting them no matter where you hit them, even if they got their shield up, and those flying fucks can only do so much to evade my barrage of bees. When it goes up against something like a harvester, it can shred bits of armor off, and you can break the horns if you're in a good position. But you need to be really well positioned if you're trying to take out its legs, otherwise most of these shots will trail into the center of mass, and it does jack shit against the Remember guys, I love you.